Hello and welcome to this channel. If it's your first time, please hit the subscribe button. And today I'm taking you on a reaction on the view of Addis Ababa Airport, like Ethiopia New Airport, Bole International Airport, and it being a mega project. Have you heard of the latest that $6 billion is going to be invested, leading that to be a mega project here in Ethiopia? I'm gonna take you through that as we see how currently the airport looks like.
Africa's largest carrier, Ethiopian Airlines, has signed an agreement with Dubai-based consulting company DAR to develop the design for the continent's biggest airport, which will have 4 runways.
It is a new chapter in the history of Ethiopian Airlines. This project will be done in 2 phases. We will be doing only the first phase now. And the first phase includes the construction of the airport facility with a capacity of 60 million passengers.
Ethiopian Airlines reported revenue of $7 billion for its 2023-2024 financial year, carrying 17.1 million passengers. It expects to carry 29 million passengers in the financial year that started in July.
We are glad, we are honored that DAR, the broader Sidara global network, which we are part of, in addition to the signature architect, Zaha Hadid, and the international interior designer, Pascal Watson, all were handpicked to meet the expectations and the challenges that are envisaged to design this project.
The new airport will be located within the vicinity of the Bishoftu town, some 30 kilometers from the capital, Addis Ababa. Ethiopian Airlines says more infrastructure development will be undertaken to connect it with the Addis Ababa hub.
The new airport will be connected to Addis Ababa using rapid rail transport, and construction of the railway is part of this project. In parallel with the railway, we will have also road connectivity, a highway road connectivity between the airport and Bole Airport. That is the plan.
Bole International Airport in Addis Ababa, currently the airline's hub, has a maximum capacity of 25 million passengers a year. Plans to build the new airport were first announced in 2018.
We promise Ethiopian Airlines that we will be delivering an iconic project. We promise Ethiopian Airlines that we will be delivering a functional airport that will place Ethiopian Airlines amongst the top tier airlines and aviation hubs globally. And we are confident that we are able to deliver that.
Ethiopia's ultra-modern $6 billion airport is expected to transform the service delivery of its national carrier. Ethiopian Airlines said it is confident it will soon secure the funds from international financiers to begin this ambitious project in 2025.
Let me know in the comment section down below what are your thoughts on this matter. As a result, I was keen to know what other Ethiopians are thinking about this, as well as other people. And someone says Ethiopia is a mother of Africa and land of origin. Much love from South Sudan. This is amazing. God bless Ethiopia. And someone says we shouldn't forget that Ethiopian Airlines will save millions of dollars every year by avoiding refuel stops en route to their North America long-haul flights. The new airport in Bishoftu is not going to have takeoff weight limitations like the high-altitude Addis Ababa Bole Airport. Flights to the US will be direct flights from Bishoftu without the necessity to make a refuel stop in Rome. The airport will pay for itself in the long term. The other point is that the Ethiopian Airlines fleet is going to reach 250 by 2030. They need to have a mega airport to accommodate taxi and ground operations for all these jets. Oh well, then someone says the new airport that will be built near Debrecen town will also allow Ethiopian Airlines to fly non-stop to North America, and it will allow the flights to reach at their destination 2 hours earlier, which will be great for connecting passengers. Well, definitely it's going to be a big progress if we are able to minimize the time that you're able to fly from Africa to the North America. Ethiopia is predicted to be one of the biggest economies in the world in about 20 years of time. Wow. Moreover, this country is a BRICS member nation. Already significant investment is coming to Ethiopia from UAE, China, and many more. What more Ethiopia needs? A big airport due to huge growth the airline is experiencing. Moreover, Ethiopia has an active fleet of 134 airplanes, but it has an outstanding order of 74 aircraft. So they definitely need a major airport before the Vision 2035. Then someone continues to explain of how there is limitations on this, definitely, but sometimes we also have to go into the details of how is this serving us on debt matters and stuff like this. Oof. Then definitely we cannot fail to consider the whole conversation of the Ethiopia and Rwanda conversation. Someone says Ethiopian is not fighting Rwandan at all. First, with all the parameters considered to be in airlines business, Ethiopian is in different league. Second, Ethiopian is inclined to encourage regional airlines, the like of Rwandan, to succeed in healthy competition in the airline business. This sector of business is very fierce and merciless to keep afloat and survive. And someone clarifies and says, no, they're not fighting. It's more like competition. Competitiveness, I mean. They will benefit each other due to close proximity and naturally they will complete each other. Similar to Tanzania, Kenya, Ghana, and Cote d'Ivoire. Ethiopia is indeed way ahead of Rwanda due to its population, so naturally they will create bigger infrastructure for its citizens. And I look at it more on how Ethiopia, Kenya, South Africa, Rwanda, all African countries are able to team up to make it a better place for everyone. Like, how can these African countries have a form of collaboration? Interestingly, I find Bole International Airport is for sure one of the leading airports in Africa. It goes to most of African countries outside Africa, Europe, America, Asia. You know, Ethiopian Airline has really flown the African flag. Now, if this mega project comes to life, we can only begin to imagine how much more or how further it shall go. And I was keen to hear about the latest update on this mega project in Addis Ababa.
Ethiopian Airlines signs a $6 billion deal for a mega airport. Bo International Airport in Addis Ababa, currently the airline hub, has a max capacity of 25 million passengers per year. The Ethiopian Airlines have signed a new deal for a design of a new $6 billion airport described as the biggest airport in Africa. The new hub will be able to handle over 100 million passengers per year once completed in 5 years. Ethiopian Airline Chief Executive Mesfin Tasiu was quoted as saying at a press conference on Friday. He also said Ethiopian Airlines had signed a memorandum of understanding with Dubai-based consulting company DAR to develop the design for the airport, which has 4 runways. Can you imagine that? An airport in Africa that is the largest airport in Africa to have 4 different runways. Now, this is a significant accomplishment for Ethiopia. And for multiple reasons, I will explain the economical benefits this will have for East Africa and Ethiopia. Furthermore, it's very important to understand why would they want to do this? What's the benefits of having such an airport? Does Ethiopia needs this kind of airport in this kind of size? So it's important to understand this airport will be built in Bishoftu, about 40 kilometers, 25 miles southeast of capital Addis Ababa, and it will stretch across 35 square kilometers. That's 13.5 square miles. We do have a statement from the Ethiopian Airlines chief executive, and I quote, "The first phase include the construction of the airport facility with a capacity of 60 million passengers per year and the completion of phase 2 of the airport project will grow to handling more than 100 million passengers per year. End quote. The Dubai-based company DAR, the director of operation, Tariq Al-Kwani, who was at the press conference, said it would be the biggest airport in Africa once completed. The chief executive of Ethiopian Airlines also said the scope of the agreement for DAR to develop the detailed design of the new airport, at the same time to assist Ethiopian Airlines in the selection of the constructors who will build the new airport facilities. Ethiopian Airlines is the largest in Africa, last month reporting a revenue of $7 billion for its 2023 to 2024 financial year, and they were carrying over 17.1 million passengers. Bole International Airport in Addis Ababa, currently the airline's hub, has a maximum capacity of 25 million passengers per year. So with the new airport that's being developed, they will be able to handle up to 3 times that capacity, bringing that number up to 100 million passengers. Try to understand that the biggest airport in the world by passengers per year is the Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Now, the only other airport to match this is Beijing's Capital International Airport, which exceeds 100 million passengers every year between 2018 to 2020. Of course, after 2020, there was this drop in visitation and transportation between countries because of COVID. So I want you to understand this airport that Ethiopia is building, it will be one of the largest airports in the world, not just in Africa. Comparing this with Dubai's international airport, with a yearly capacity of approximately 86.9 million passengers. That's quite significant, and that should not be understated. Compare this with London Heathrow Airport of 79.2 million passengers. But of course, London has so much different airports, including Luton, including Gatwick. They have a lot of airports. It's hard to go through that. Compare this between Tokyo's Haneda International Airport with a capacity of 78.7 million capacity on a yearly basis. Take a look at Los Angeles International Airport, 75.1 million passengers on a yearly basis approximately. Now at this point you might be wondering, why is it so important that Ethiopia built this airport? They are based in East Africa. Who else is based in East Africa? Rwanda. Rwanda is based in East Africa. And let's not forget Rwanda's $2 billion Rwanda airport that could help African aviation take off. Not just any African aviation, but East Africa specific. East African development at the moment is rising at a rapid stage. It is no coincidence that Rwanda wanted to become the Singapore of Africa, of East Africa. That is no surprise, but the important thing to understand is that in order to become an international business hub, you would require an airport of the highest standard in terms of quality. Airports today are not just places where planes take off. The business model has completely changed. And Rwanda has noticed this, and they've realized the importance of having one of the biggest airports in Africa, one of the biggest airports in East Africa, of what that would attract to the country. So it would seem Ethiopia wants to enter this race. Ethiopia being a bigger country with a bigger GDP, bigger budget, they're able to build an airport with 4 different runways, capacity of 100 million people. I don't think people understand just how incredible that is. One of the biggest airports in the world, without a doubt. So this is strong competition for Rwanda, and I'll explain why. The thing you must understand is, why is the Dubai airport so important to Dubai and that area? That is Southeast Asia, of course. Why is that airport so important? It's not enough that Dubai is a business hub. No, it's not enough. It's that that airport location is the perfect place to stop and take a break. Who wants to stop at that location? Why not just get to your destination all at once? Because that's sometimes not the most efficient way to run an airline or to run an airport. So what a lot of aircrafts do, they top up, they fuel up. What a lot of passengers end up doing for cheaper tickets is that they have a layover. They have a stop in Dubai for a day or two for 6 hours. It varies quite widely, but that airport is a perfect stop-off point between Europe and further Asia. What is further Asia? I'm talking Japan. I'm talking Australia. If you want to get to Australia or New Zealand, you're probably going to want to take a short break in Dubai. So why is this important for Africa? It's important for Africa for almost the exact same reason. For a lot of traffic that are going from Europe to, say, Australia, New Zealand, further into Asia, what if the most efficient way to do this is to carry some of those passengers to East Africa or South Africa, have a stop off, pick up passengers, and continue with your journey? That's an efficient business. So for East Africa, having efficient airports is actually very important to business model. With the current Addis Ababa airport of 25 million passengers on a yearly basis, well, you can see how that might limit the business model. However, with the Dubai airport, Dubai has used it at a strategic location for their business model. Now, one final thing to close out this video on is not just the importance of the Dubai airport and why it's such an important strategic location, it's also the importance of the Singapore airport. Singapore is the business hub of the world. Singapore, Dubai, these places are known for being a business hub. Hong Kong, London, New York, LA, these places are known for being business hubs, and that's why they sometimes have some of the biggest airports in the world. Now, a modern airport is not just for planes for people traveling. It's not that simple. A modern airport is an experience. They understand people who are coming to this airport, they probably won't leave for a while. Some people who choose to travel from London to Australia, okay, if they stop in Dubai, are they stopping for 6 hours? Are they stopping for a day? Are they stopping for 2 days? Who knows? So the airport experience have to be very welcoming. So these airports are outfitted with at least everything you could ever imagine. You want a shopping mall? They have those. You want a cinema? They have those. You want mini golf? You want a restaurant? Do you want somewhere to entertain children, to have time for family? These airports have those things. Do you want more entertainment for video games? Do you want entertainment that goes beyond your expectations? Yes, these airports have these things, including the Singapore airport. A lot more airports are innovating in ways to make sure that people who are in the airports, they don't get too bored. If anything, they want you to stay in the airport as long as possible. So the business model of airports have changed dramatically. Airports now have hotels, luxury jewelry stores, various different things you can do in an airport in this modern age. So that is what Rwanda intends to become. Rwanda wants to have an airport that is the hub, business hub, a stop-off destination, a place that you can take a moment to break, a place you want to travel to. Not just for business, but if you want to go on a further journey, you can take a short break in Rwanda. Now Ethiopia wants to join in on that. Ethiopia understands this as well. So both countries are fighting for this, and it's going to be very important to see just how successful they are. And what a change will it make to air travel in East Africa?
Definitely, it's going to be a significant change. Okay, as a passenger or a user of the Ethiopian Airlines, there's one thing I have to applaud. I have to applaud Ethiopian Airlines for bringing this change, but also being very considerate about the Ethiopians and as well as the residents of Ethiopia, such that for anyone that is flying within their country, if at all you are a resident or you are an Ethiopian, you have an identification card of your Ethiopian, you get a subsequent good amount of a discount. Like I mean half of the price compared to anyone that is not flying. Either they didn't fly into Ethiopia with Ethiopian Airlines, they used a different airline, they get like a very good discount. And this makes me appreciate the fact that it makes it possible even for Ethiopians, even as other countries outside Ethiopia are benefiting on this benefit of an advancement of this airline, but even their own local people are able to enjoy some good discounts. Well, on the same note, I am keen to know, now that I love and I'm keen about the tourism world, how different is the pricing going to be? Like once all this mega project has happened and stuff like this, is there a way that it would help that our prices flying within Africa are subsidized? You know, of course I had to talk about this because I love my continent, Africa, and this for sure will change the view of Africa. It will change how people come into the continent. It will change, you know, basically the continent altogether and the perspective of how we live. And I can't wait to see, and I hope it serves us better. I hope this development will come to benefit us greatly. Now I'm just gonna let you enjoy seeing how Addis Ababa airport already looks like inside, as you see different, you know, offices, different services being provided inside this airport. Enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button. I'll be waiting to hear what you have to say on this conversation in the comment section down below. Until the next one, bye.